Good morning, ladies. This is Jen. I am going to answer a few questions for you this morning about the Women's Challenge. I have gotten some questions from one of our ladies who joined the challenge yesterday. And when I saw, she had some really good questions, and I thought it'd probably be better if I just answered them all to all of you and put this video up. You can watch it at your convenience. And I know this is backwards to you because whenever you flip the phone and it's aiming at you, it is backwards. But thank you, Stephanie Maynard, for my shirt. It says, I've never dreamed I would be a super cool mom, but here I am killing it. Right? I think I'm gonna wear this every day. I feel like I'm not actually killing it because you guys know I love to lie to myself to like change your thinking. One of the best ways to do that is just, if you're not feeling it, say you feel it. So here I go. Don't always feel like a super cool mom, but I'm killing it. But anyway, thanks, Stephanie. I love it. So I want to answer some of these questions, and I want to give you some advice on what to do this week. So those of you who got in early, awesome for you. That's so great that you have jumped in. You've made a decision. Sometimes, do you know that's the hardest part? There's people that put their names in the pool. Like, I don't know how many times I see their name come across, because when you sign in to go to the payment for this, you have to drop your email address in it, and every time that comes to my desk. So there's some people, I see their name come across my desk 5 and 6 times before they actually buy in. They were doing it early when it was like the cheapest rate they could get, and then they wait to the end and pay more. And I've done it myself. I do it for races all the time. So I understand it, but I also want to say good for you for getting in early. So I want you to use the most out of this week. So we're going to talk about that too. And actually, I just saw Amy Spears jumped on this video, and Amy, you kind of inspired me to talk to everybody about this when you said you've already cut out sugar. So thank you for posting that. What you post on Facebook matters. Other people see it. It helps me know what we need to talk about, and it reminds me sometimes of it's something maybe one of you brings up, but I know because you all talk to me that it's something that all of you need to talk about, or you've talked to me about. So I want to talk about this morning. So some of the questions, first of all, what I want to say is she started her email saying she was very excited and anxious to get started on this challenge. And I know some of you have done this before and you're not as anxious, and you still, even though you've done it maybe a couple times, you might still be somewhat anxious, but you guys remember what it was like to be so new and anxious and starting out from ground zero and feeling like you were really behind. And so I want you to, as we get through this week, really reach out on this Facebook group, those of you that are veterans, and help build some of these ladies up who are new, who may be anxious, who may be wondering what to expect and worried that boot camp is going to kill them. Remind them and let them know that they're coming to a safe place and then they can start where they start. So if you're excited and anxious, then you're probably just like all of the rest of us. So just know you are not alone. She asked about well, I'm not going to say specifically, but so things like injury, medical limitations, etc., that kind of thing. If you have something that's limiting you and you're worried about the classes and what they're going to look like, don't worry about that. We can customize any workout. A spin bike is a really safe place, non-impact for you to work. Boot camp is every single place in there. So boot camp looks like, there are as you move around the room, there are different, it's a circuit class. So you're going to stop at one station and do an exercise. You're going to do that for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then you'll have time to move to the next station. That timing may be different at different classes and things, but in general, that's the gist of it. Each of those stations, first of all, the trainer is going to show you how to do it. And second of all, if you need to alter that in some way, then do let us know. Ask someone next to you. There's going to be a lot of people starting at first, so having us write in each of your faces is going to be a little bit difficult those first couple days. So be okay with saying, hey, Jen, Stacy, whoever, can show me something to do here. People do that to us all the time, and we love it. It's fine. That is not, do not be embarrassed to ask. Do not care to, it is, You need that because we need you to stay. We're trying to build up bodies and make you stronger. We need you to partner with us in that by telling us what your limitations are, especially in the beginning. Once you tell us once or twice, we will remember and we'll come around the room and we'll say, hey, you do this, this is what I put here for you to do. And we do that. So don't feel like, let's be honest, at Zone, when you get here, you're going to find out very quickly that our average client is somewhere between 35 and 55, and not many of us get to this point without something going on somewhere, right? Mine is my shoulder. So if you're ever in class with me and everybody's doing something overhead presses, I might be going super light with that. Fine with the bench press. I can bench whatever you hand me, but putting it over my head is sometimes difficult for me, so you'll see me adjust. And I'm doing this challenge with you, and I'm going to hold myself to the classes and everything just like everybody else. So I'm sure I'll get to meet some of you in class, and you might see me do that, and that's okay. And I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm honoring this thing in my shoulder that tells me slow down, not so much, right? So the other question was about the kickoff. There's some of you, anytime we do a kickoff, they're always on Saturday, and there's always some people who cannot make it. That is okay. I really do, if at all you can make this one, I really want you to be here because we are going to do it differently. And I'm very excited about how we're going to do it. Shay and I have been working really hard, and we're going to be putting a lot of time this week into making this more of an experience for you. So this kickoff this time will matter just as much as the finale. So I really hope that you come if you can. That being said, there are still some of you who won't be able to. Your kids have dance or this or that or whatever, and you have to be there, and that's fine. But I would ask you to try if you can. I am going to try to Facebook Live in this group the kickoff if I can. That being said, sometimes technology has its own way of thinking, so I cannot promise that that will happen. I'm going to try and make that happen. So we're going to work on that and see if it'll work. If not, then we will video it, or I'll do a video after and just give you all of the same information. So one way or another, you will get the information. Don't worry about that. Weigh-ins will be Thursday and Friday and sometime on Saturday. This is a must if you want to win. We will have a winner, and there is a contest aspect to it, although for the most part, you won't hear me talk about that. We're going to put that kind of on the back burner for this one because I want you to all finish feeling like winners, because if you finish, you are. And I will remind you of that 1,000 times before we're done. So weigh-ins will start early on Thursday, so we'll have times on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You will not have to sign up for a certain slot. You just show up. The first time we did it, we tried signing up for slots, and then we ended up moving dates and moving this. I can't come now. Can I come later? It's just show up. Know that you could wait in line a few minutes before you get in. And we will have some time on Saturday. I'll tell you, Saturday's not the best time to come do it just because it does get crazy. Can we get the meal plan early? You guys, some of you who did the last challenge know that you already have the meal plan. So I'm actually going to get that put up for our new people at probably Monday. You will have an entire week with the meal plan before we even get started. That way you have plenty of time to shop, prepare, maybe get started. Don't worry about playing the game and saying, oh, well, I weigh in Friday. I don't want to lose anything before then. That's silly. This is not about 6 weeks, and it's not about losing some pounds or whatever. This is about changing your life. Get started now, but I'm going to get to that again in a minute. So let me move on from that. But you will have the meal plan, and you'll have it early. That is actually a perk for you jumping in early, and I want to honor that. And then her last question was about specialty items and supplements. Will there be specialty items, supplements, that kind of thing? Because any of you know you've ever done a meal plan, whatever, sometimes half the stuff in the meal plan is things you have to Google to figure out what it is. This one does not have anything too special, all of the supplements are actually recommended or optional kind of thing. You will not have to have them to succeed on this plan, I promise you. With the exception of one thing. So I really, and we'll get into this more at the kickoff and later, but there is one. So if you want to start looking for it now, those of you who have been doing this and have been around me for the last few months know the MCT oil. So the medium chain triglyceride oil. You can get it at GNC, you can get it online, you can get it at Whole Foods, you can get it many places, okay? MCT oil. Really, it is coconut oil. It's a liquid form of pure coconut oil. The one thing, and please, please hear me, because after our last kickoff, I had a whole bunch of people rush to GNC and buy coconut oil or MCT oil, and they bought the one that had palm oil because it was the least expensive one. It's not that expensive, so go ahead and get the one that is just, it will last you a while once you get it. So at GNC, I think it's $24.99. You're gonna get through the entire thing for this. You'll get through the entire 6 weeks probably with that MCT oil. Now, but look at the ingredients. Don't look at the front, don't go in the back and look at the spot that says ingredients. You want the one that says coconut oil, period. There should be nothing else in it. In fact, some of them, it'll say ingredients, nothing else. That's the one you can get, okay? So the one at Whole Foods, there's a few, but if it has palm oil in it, skip it. That's a filler, it's cheap, it's not the same, your body doesn't recognize it the same, and you could be undoing the good benefits of taking the MCT oil on a daily basis. I am not right now going to go into the details of why we're doing the MCT oil and all that kind of stuff, just for right at this moment. Know that that is the one that you will hear me talk about over and over. And let me tell you something, I finally, this week, Rob and I had to do blood work for our insurance. So I got to see what this MCT oil is doing for me. So I am so excited to get my blood panel back. It's pretty awesome. So for someone who for the last probably 8 months or so, I put oil in my coffee, and this MCT oil is what I'm talking about, in my coffee. And if I make a protein shake that day, I don't do protein shakes every day, but when I do, I'll throw some MCT oil in the protein shake. And I typically do my coffee twice. So I'll have 2 cups, a tablespoon of MCT oil in each cup of coffee, and I put grass-fed butter in my coffee, okay? My cholesterol levels are amazing. I am so happy with this. And not only that, but like, my good cholesterol is awesome. It's up. It's really great. My bad cholesterol was super, super low. Triglycerides, you want to be under 150. I was at 60. So all of this, you know, we worry about stop eating butter, stop doing these things, because quality matters. What type? You cannot do margarine and get these kind of numbers, right? So you can't go with that stuff. But I'm going to teach you, for those that are new, to do what I do in the coffee and stuff. And this is good. It's things happening on the inside that are good. I was so happy with these numbers. So total cholesterol was 140, which is actually good. It's really good. So and what's really great for that, like I said, is the balance of it, is that my good cholesterol was actually most of that. My bad cholesterol was only at 33. So that's awesome, right? So what I want you to say is, when you start to do this, trust me, this works over time. And so here's the last part, and then I'm gonna let you go, because I know it's Saturday, but a lot of you won't be watching this right now, but you can watch later. Prepare now for the next 6 weeks, and I mean, like, start to plan. You know, it's easy to get the meal plan and plan the meals for the first week. The first week, right? We all know it starts to frazzle as we go and get moving. Why? Because of our routines and because of all these other things we have going in our lives. So here's what I want you to do. Plan now to make space for yourself in the next 6 weeks. So what that might look like for you is maybe you need to get some others in your life to help with a few things. So because right now, if every day is already filled to the max, where are you going to fit this? You're going to cram it in for that first week. You're going to be tired after the first week because if you have not already been working out, that first week is going to wear you out. You can expect that. Expect that it's normal. But when you get to the end of that first week and you're tired, if you haven't set things in place to make room for this in your life for the next 6 weeks, I'm not saying forever, don't worry about later yet, just for the next 6 weeks. So if it's getting someone else to help pick up somebody from dance or whatever, right? The people in your life who would be willing to do this, let them. A lot of times, some of us, we have those people and they're willing to do it. We're just not willing to let go of our grip on it. So if you have that person, you have that opportunity, you have another mom that will help carpool or whatever, let her do it. Give yourself this time. So get others to help. Those of you who are married, give your husband something to do for the next few weeks, right? You matter. Change your routine and say, I need you to do this for 6 weeks, not for the first week. Don't just ask for the first week. Don't whatever. Just plan for it for this 6 weeks. Because here's the thing, you matter, right? A lot of us, because I have a teenage girl, that's where I am at this moment. That's why I need to wear shirts that remind me that I'm killing it as a mom, because most days I don't feel like I am. But so we need to teach our kids that we matter, right? Why? Because they matter. If it's telling me my connections week, so we'll see how this goes. If you were able to fast forward to your child, whether it's a boy or a girl or whatever, your child as an adult, and you were able to have a conversation with this adult child, and they were doing as much as you, as frazzled as much as you, trying to take the whole world on their shoulders like you are, what would you say to them? If they were thinking about doing something like this for 6 weeks, what would you say to them? You would say, do it. You matter. You need this. You deserve it. That's what you would say to them. So I want you to think about that for yourself, but also for them, because you are modeling what that should look like right now. We are teaching, and so for a moment, I know there's some of you that you're not in this season, but you may have grandchildren, nieces, nephews, other teenagers somewhere around you that, we need to model that we matter. And so for me, it's me taking time away so that Chloe knows when she gets to this place where she has a teenager at home and a workout would be good for her, just getting out of the house and going for a walk would be, that it is okay to do that. It is okay to ask someone else to pick her up because you know what? That's her thing. I realize that we all want to be at every single thing our kids do, but at the same time, our kids aren't as hooked on that as we are for the most part. If you got littles, sometimes they are. But the older kids, it's, they can do their thing and you can do your thing. So I think that is good, healthy modeling for us to do that for our kids, and especially women, for our girls. So teach them how to be a mom that knows what to do when life gets crazy. And I think that probably goes, I have one of each, just so you know. I have a girl that is 16 almost, and I have a boy that'll be 13 the week we start this. So I think it's just as important for him to see me do that too. So, but anyway, lots of information in this video. So if you just jumped in, and some of you did, then go back, watch from the beginning, because I answered some questions that came to me through email, and I think there were questions a lot of you are going to have, so I didn't want to just send the email back to this one person, because I know that she was not the only one that was anxious. I know she was not the only one wondering about kickoff. I know, she asked some really good questions, so I wanted to answer them. And I just wanted to let you know, I'm so looking forward to this 6 weeks with you. I am already praying for every single one of you. Hey, Jeanette Fetters, I saw you say good morning on there. Good morning to you, and I hope everything's going well with your dad. Look forward to you being back. And we just really, I think a lot of you have been with me for challenges, and you already have probably seen the difference. So I am glad you're joining me in this journey. And just so you know, because I've mentioned it before, but I'm jumping in with you. I'm going to do it too. I'm holding myself to all of the same things I'm asking you to do, classes and everything. And I have not done that in a very long time with a group. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope you ladies all have a wonderful day. We will get all this stuff up. We'll get the meal plan up soon here, right here on the Facebook page. You'll be able to download it. So we look forward to seeing you this week. We'll talk to you soon.